Hello and thanks for staying with us on Asset Television. Welcome to the news at this hour. I am Emmanuel Akwaya and here are the headlines. Nigerian Senate throws out motion seeking balance in FCT Administration. Presidency defends sack of NMDPRA boss. Customs to penalize banks over delayed remittances. Now on the news in details. The Nigerian Senate has rejected a motion by FCT Senator Ireti Kingibe aimed at addressing pressing governance issues in Abuja. Senator Kingibe, invoking Senate Orders 41 and 51, highlighted the worsening waste management crisis, ongoing demolitions by the FCTA, unpaid salaries and delayed payments of contractors, land allocation disputes, and the depletion of University of Abuja land.
I wish to address this assembly in its constitutional capacity as the State Assembly of the Federal Capital Territory. Grave failure of waste management and sewage services in the Federal Capital Territory and the rampant desecration of designated green areas and the alleged unlawful seizure of land belonging to Buhari Hospital and other public institutions. Sponsor Senator Ireti Kingibe, co-sponsors Senator Aliyu Wadada Ahmed, Senator Imaswa Neda, Senator Abbas Aminu Iya, Senator Dankwambo Ibrahim Hassan, Senator Kalu Oji Uzo Kalu. The Senate notes with utmost alarm and indignation the total collapse of municipal waste collection across multiple districts of the Federal Capital Territory, where refuse has remained uncollected for several weeks, turning residential neighborhoods, markets, business districts, and public spaces into open dumps and breeding ground for disease. Also notes with deep outrage that waste management and sewage workers under the Abuja Environmental Protection Board and other FCT agencies have allegedly gone unpaid for approximately 9 months, a gross administrative failure that has triggered prolonged industrial action and paralyzed essential municipal services in the nation's capital.
However, Senate President Godswill Akpabio ruled the motion ineligible as a matter of urgent national importance, noting it bundled too many issues and differed from prior discussions with the senator. He urged her to withdraw it and file a substantive motion focused solely on waste management.
If you are having a matter of urgent national importance on waste management or waste disposal, you stick to it. You focus on it. That is our rule. But when you are asking us to go into payment of salaries, payment of wages, allowances, then waste management, then we will go into demolition of property, you go into land management, you go into this. This minister has a president. The president will direct the minister on activities, and yes, he will be getting approvals from the president from time to time. I think this is too much. This is no longer. Would you describe this as a matter of urgent national importance? If you are
Senate Chief Whip Senator Tahir Mogunu and Kogi West Senator Sunday Karimi echoed the rejection, with Karimi accusing the motion of being brought in deceit. Mogunu stressing its failed procedural rules.
Having initially called for investigation of the matter based on the principle of audi ad partem, but after listening carefully to the remarks of the President of the Senate, to the extent that he is not fully briefed of the content of the motion, I still rely on Order 41 to say that you cannot put something on nothing and expect it to stand. It is bad and it is incurably bad. Therefore, Mr. President, I urge my sister, Senator Ireti Kingibe, to withdraw that motion because it is in flagrant violations of our rules.
Matters like this, as raised by the distinguished Senator Ireti Kingibe, are matters that should come under substantive motion on our order paper. There should be motions on notice. And to the extent that she had discussed with the Senate President, and the Senate President...
No, she discussed with the Senate President about waste management. Not about
waste
lack of,
management.
yes, not land allocation.
Okay.
Not payment of salaries.
So definitely, in that wise, I want to say that the manner of presentation of the motion itself will go to show that it's in violation of our rule. It's not consistent with our practice and procedure. And to that extent, I'm sure, rather than us going to prayers, she can be advised to withdraw, this motion. This motion, just like the Senator Mangono said, was brought to you in deceit, because she came up with a subject on environmental
Waste management.
Brought issues that are not connected with that. Non-payment of workers and contractors, procurement processes, financial capacity, readiness of newly engaged contractors, the statute, the compliance, otherwise of
In fact,
so many things that are not
there's
connected.
even one here that I've just seen. Depletion of the land of
Yes.
Federal University by 7,000 square meters.
It's time for us to withdraw this motion.
We have to call this spade a spade. He has done extremely well. Extremely well. Mr. President, if look, in Hausa, we have an adage that that a human being is 9, it's not up to 10. You cannot solve all problems at the same time. If there are certain areas that are yet to be covered, all we need to do is to tell our committee to go and tell the minister, the hardworking minister, tell him to look at those areas and correct them. I think we should use this approach. For someone who has been doing well, you remember, Mr. President, we're all engaged throughout about 24 days or 30 days going to commission this project, the one project or the other. You were there, you commissioned. I also commissioned. So for us that have seen all these, I think what we need to do, this minister or the administration, is to allow the committee to interact and say, oh, you are doing very well, but so-so and so-so area need your attention.
However, Senator Kingibe agreed to comply.
I will represent as a substantive motion on just waste management.
Thank you. The distinguished colleague has withdrawn the motion, and she intends to bring up the motion on waste management, which is something that she thinks is urgent and important. Would the Senate accept the motion? Those in support say aye. Those against say nay.
Despite difference in views, the Senate agreed that urgent steps are needed to address waste management challenges in the FCT to prevent a potential public health crisis. The presidency has moved to clarify its position amid growing calls for investigation and accountability. The controversy gained momentum following reports of resignation of both the NMDPRA boss Farouk Ahmad and the Chief Executive Officer of Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Gbenga Komolafe. The development sparked intense reactions online, with many Nigerians questioning whether due process would follow the allegations. The criticism prompted a response from the presidency through a post by Presidential Aide Bayo Onanuga on his X handle, who cautioned against what he termed uninformed criticism. National Agricultural Development Fund has begun the distribution of essential and emergency agricultural inputs to 2,000 onion farmers in Borno, Yobe, Sokoto and Kebbi states. The gesture, which took place simultaneously, was in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and aims to cushion the burden of the flood disasters that wrecked vulnerable farmers in the affected communities. Each of the beneficiaries went home with 4 bags of 50 kg, 15 NPK fertilizers, 3 packs of red and white onion seeds, a package of insecticides and herbicide chemicals. The governors of the respective states have all commended NADF and pledged continued collaboration with the federal government and other agricultural stakeholders to promote agricultural value chains, stimulate economic growth, create employment opportunities, and reduce poverty. Flagging off the exercise at the premises of Borno Fertilizer Company Limited Farm Center in Maiduguri on Tuesday, the Executive Secretary, Chief Executive Officer of NADF, Mohammed Ibrahim, said the intervention was a decisive move by the federal government to reduce post-harvest losses and strengthen Nigeria's food ecosystem. He noted that this first phase of the program is a testament to the NADF's unwavering commitment to supporting vulnerable farming communities across Nigeria, particularly those affected by recent flooding and other climate-related shocks. Burkina Faso has released the detained Nigeria Air Force pilot and crew following high-level diplomatic engagement between both countries, marking a significant boost in Nigeria-Burkina Faso relations. The release came after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu dispatched a powerful delegation to Ouagadougou, led by Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Maitama Toga, who delivered a message of solidarity and goodwill to Burkina Faso's leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Details of the release was contained in a statement issued on Wednesday by Al-Kazim Abdul-Qadir, Special Assistant on Media to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Maitama Toga. During talks on Wednesday, Ambassador Toga conveyed President Tinubu's commitment to fraternity, cooperation, and strengthening ties between the two West African neighbors. Discussions focused on deepening political, security, and economic collaboration, with particular attention on joint efforts to tackle regional security challenges and reinforce integration within existing sub-regional frameworks. In the spirit of constructive diplomacy, both governments resolved the issue surrounding the detained NAF personnel amicably, a move that underscored the value of dialogue and mutual respect in handling sensitive bilateral matters. President Traoré, while receiving the Nigerian delegation, expressed appreciation for President Tinubu's gesture and message of goodwill. He acknowledged the long-standing relationship between both countries and stressed the need for closer cooperation, especially in addressing common security and development challenges across the Sahel and the wider West African regions. Asset TV will be back after the short break. Stay tuned.
My baba dey always say, for market, every day get your own wahala. Sometimes people go wan scam you, but baba say no be by gra, you must cool down, dey sharp, because with opay payment, your money go enter sharp, no story. But inside market, anything fit happen. One day, we no see phone again. My baba remember opay USSD lock, dial *955*131#. Baba press am, lock account. From market woman to driver, from small boy to big man. Now opay dey protect people like us. My baba fit sell, press phone, collect POS, and still dey teach me price. And when day don tire am, go just tap opay night guard. We no fear for this our hustle life. Now opay be the people payment shield.
Welcome back from the break. The Nigerian Customs Service has raised concern over delays in the remittance of customs revenue by some designated banks, following reconciliation of collections processed on the B-Odogo platform. The service says such lapses violate remittance obligations and undermine the efficiency, transparency, and integrity of government revenue administration. Invoking the provisions of the service level agreement between NCS and designated banks, the service has formally commenced enforcement actions against defaulting banks that fail to remit collected revenue within agreed timelines. Under the SLA, any designated bank found in breach will be charged penalty interest at a rate of 3% above the prevailing Nigerian interbank offered rate for the duration of the delay. Affected banks will be issued formal notifications detailing the outstanding amount, applicable personal penalties, and deadlines of settlements. Northern Christian Association of Nigeria has distributed food items to no fewer than 1,000 vulnerable households as part of its Christmas humanitarian intervention in violence-affected communities of Kaduna State. The exercise, which was flagged off on Wednesday in Maraban Rido, Kaduna, targeted victims of violence, widows, orphans, displaced persons, and people living with disabilities, with the aim of easing hardship and spreading hope during the festive season. Items distributed include 25 kg bags of rice, beans, maize, and garri for each household, as well as groundnut oil, palm oil, sugar, salt, and seasonings, among other essential food items. Chairman of Northern CAN and the Federal Capital Territory, Reverend Joseph Hayab, said the intervention was supported by Barnabas Aid and deliberately focused on the most vulnerable members of society affected by violence and displacement. Hayab explained that 1,000 households were selected from 2 communities to benefit from the gesture, which he said was meant to bring relief, restore dignity, and reassure beneficiaries that they had not been forgotten during Christmas. Nigeria's most capped footballer, Ahmed Musa, has officially bowed out of international football, bringing to a close remarkable journey that spanned nearly 15 years with the Super Eagles. In an emotional message addressed to Nigerians and football fans across the world, Musa announced his retirement with pride, gratitude, and deep sense of fulfillment, describing the honor of wearing the green and white as a defining story of his career. Musa recalled how his journey began at a young age, juggling invitations to the under-20, under-23, and the senior national team at the same time, yet never hesitating whenever Nigeria called. Although football took him across continents, Musa said Nigeria always remained home. He described his record 101 appearances for the Super Eagles as a privilege he holds with deep respect. Former Arsenal and France striker Thierry Henry will receive the Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2000. Former Arsenal and France striker Thierry Henry will receive the Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2025 BBC Sport Personality of the Year ceremony. As reported by BBC Sport on Wednesday, the 48-year-old who retired from professional football in 2014 will be presented with the honor during Thursday's show, which will be broadcast live on BBC. Henry is widely regarded as one of the greatest players in Premier League history and is considered one of Arsenal's all-time legends. Across 2 spells with the North London club, he scored 228 goals in 377 appearances, becoming Arsenal's record goal scorer in 2005 after surpassing Ian Wright. During his time at Arsenal, Henry won 2 Premier League titles and 3 FA Cups. He played a central role in the club's historic 2003-2004 Invincible season, when Arsenal went unbeaten throughout the entire Premier League campaign. And that is the news at this hour. Do follow us on all our social media handles. On behalf of Asset Television, I am Emmanuel Akwaya. Good luck. I'll see you again.